Hey everyone, Dalton from the Vanguard here. I'm here with a new deck profile with new Dragonic Overlord. Yes, my boy is back. Overlord is here. Here we go. For starters, we play Lizard Soldier Conroe. You counterblast one, retire him. You search your deck for up to one grade 1 or less Kagero. You reveal it to your opponent and you add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So basically you're targeting your grade 1 Conroes to get to the Destiny from your deck. Stride Fodders, Perfect Guard, whatever you need in the situation. And we're playing 4 of the new Dragonic Overlord, the Destiny. And his skill is you Soul Blast one when he's placed on rear guard from hand, or at the beginning of your ride phase you choose or circle and you retire the card on that circle. And then when you stride, you counterblast one, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. You search the top 7 cards and add an Overlord from them to your hand. So basically, he helps out with the purge, he adds more Overlords to hand and controls your opponent. Next, we're playing 3 Dragonic Overlord the Cross. He's the Legion. He does Legion with the End, which we play 2 copies of. It's basically just the backup. If you don't have the Destiny, it's pretty decent. And we're playing 4 Nahalem. His skill is GB1. During your turn, if you have Vanguard with Overlord in his name, he gets plus 2,000, and when your grade 4 or greater Vanguard attacks, he gets plus 5,000 until end of turn. So when you're on Dragonic Overlord the Ace or Flare Arm Ziegenberg, when they swing twice, he'll be gaining 10k, so he's a 21 on his own. Next, we're playing 4 of the new Glow Heater Dragon. When he's placed on Vanguard or rear guard, choose up to 1 card from your hand, reveal it. If that or the Vanguard you're on isn't Overlord, he gets minus 5,000. That's never going to happen pretty much most of the time. And his second skill is, if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Overlord, he gets plus 2,000 for each card in your opponent's damage zone. That plays off the purge. Overlord's pretty much a beat stick now, swinging for high numbers. Then we got 3 Burning Horn Evolute, and his skill is, you Soul Blast one and choose a card with Overlord in its name from your hand and reveal it. When he's placed on rear guard circle, you may pay the cost. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit, retire it. And then, if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, he gets plus 2,000 for each card in your opponent's damage zone. So the same as Glow Heater, except he has a retire ability. Next, we play 4 copies of Flare Trooper Dumjid. Now his skill is, if you have another copy of himself in the drop zone, he gets plus 15,000 shield. This card has saved me many times. And I don't play Protect Orb because I feel the deck has enough countercharge engine with this card, Lizard General Conroe. And his skill is, when he's placed on rear guard, you choose a grade 3 from your hand, reveal it. You search your deck for up to a grade 3 with Overlord in his name. You're always going to be targeting the Destiny. And then you reveal it to your opponent, shuffle your deck, and then you discard a card. So with him, you always search out the Destiny if you don't have it. And you always pretty much want to search him out with a starter Conroe. Next we play 3 Lava Flow Dragon. He's a Stride Fodder, just to help out with Stride, because this deck's Stride based now. Then 2 of the new Doombringer High Flame. And his skill, when he's placed on rear guard, you choose 2 cards with Overlord in their name from the drop zone, return them to the deck. If you return 1 or more, shuffle. And if you return 2 cards, you draw a card. And then you can retire himself at the beginning of your ride phase. You may pay the cost if you do. Until end of turn, you may stride without paying the cost the next time you stride a G unit with Overlord in its card name. So more stride material to help you out. And for triggers, we play 4 of a new crit, Fire Chase Dragon. You can retire himself, and when your opponent's unit in the same column as this unit is retired, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit. Keep in mind this is only on your turn. So basically he helps out getting around resist units and such. And then in total we play a total of 8 criticals. And then we played 4 Gatling Claw Dragon, oh my lord. And his skill is you counterblast one and put him in the soul. If you have a Kagero Vanguard, you choose one of your opponent's grade 0s, rear guards, and retire it. So he's good for sniping out good starters in the early game if you have him. Just the best draw trick for Kagero. And then 4 of the new heal, all heals get a new ability. And his skill is you bind itself face up and choose another card with heal from your drop zone and bind it. When it's discarded for the cost of culling a G Guardian, you may pay the cost if you do counter charge or soul charge. So it's just that added in help for your countercharger Soul Charge. Onto the G Zone, we play 1 Zeroth Dragon of Inferno Drachma. Really, I like it. Yeah, I like this card. When he's placed on Vanguard, you counterblast 2. You may pay the cost. If you do, retire all of your opponent's units, bind them face up, and your opponent chooses 3 cards from his or her hand, discards 2 cards from among them, and rides the other one on the Vanguard circle as stand. So yes, he does retire the Vanguard. Every time I've gone into this card, I've won, but most of the time, if you can win with this card, you could have won with something else like the Ace or Ziegenberg, but it's still nice to have. And then we play 3 Big Man, Dragonic Overlord the Purge, definitely the best card in this deck. And his skill is you choose a face down card from your G Zone, turn it face up, and then you choose a card with Overlord in its name from your hand and put it in the soul. If the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards to deal 1 damage, and during that damage check, all trigger effects are nullified. So you can't get the effects of your triggers. And then his Generation Break 3, this unit has the same number of drive as the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone. So he has potential to drive check 5 cards. You always want to first strike this guy. You force your opponent to just get damage early. And then we play 3 Flare Arm Ziegenberg. It's a must-have in any Kagero deck. He's a free restander. His skill is Soul Blast 1. You choose a face-down card name with the same name as this unit. Turn it face up. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Generation Break 3. Counterblast 1. Choose the same number of cards from your hand as the number of your opponent's rear guards and discard them at the end of the battle that he attacked. If he's blazing, you may pay the cost. You do stand him. He gets drive -2. Combine him with the Destiny. You can take out 3 of your opponent's rear guards. So most of the time, you're just going to be restanding with no cost but a counterblast. Very good card. Next, we play 3 of Dragonic Overlord the Ace. And now, his skill is you counterblast 2, choose a face-down card with the same name, and you turn it face up. If the number of cards in your G Zone is 2 or more, he gets -1 drive, and he gets choose a card from your hand, discard it, choose a card from with Overlord its card name from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle that he attacks, you stand him and he gets 5,000. The reason we won 3 is because if your opponent is dealing you enough damage early on to where you get 4, you can first stride him, counterblast 4, and flip up 2 more copies of himself, and then you can swing with a restanding Vanguard on first stride. So it can be very deadly depending on the situation. Fine, we run the GB8 for Kagero. He's very good. Skills Generation Break 8. When he attacks, retire all of your opponent's rear guards, and all of your rear guards get 10,000 until end of turn. If 3 or more units were retired, he gets 10,000 and a crit. So all of your units are getting 10,000. He's getting 20,000 and a crit. He's a field nuke. I mean, if you don't kill him with the Purge, the Ace, or Ziegenberg, he's kind of just there as huge pressure. For G Guardians, we run a must-have of Denial Griffin. He's a very annoying card. His skill is when he's placed on G, you may pay the cost. If you do, you choose one of your opponent's attacking rear guards and retire it. So this can really hurt Aquaforce, as they require their rear guards to gain their abilities. They can just really hurt anything. Next, we play 1 Advanced Guard Dragon. His skill, you Soul Blast 1, choose a G Guardian, turn it face up. When he's placed on Guardian Circle, you choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards and retire it. So basically, you can just snipe out important rear guards like a Laurel or just anything like that. Next, we run 1 Absalom. His skill is you counterblast 1 when he's placed on the Guardian Circle. During the battle that your Vanguard was attacked by your opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, he gets 10,000 shield until end of that battle for each of your opponent's open rear guards. So this card's really good against like cards that have a guard restrict, like Drag Strider, or just anything like that. And finally, for G Guardians, we run big name here, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Defeat Flare Dragon. One of the best G Guardians for Overlord. Counterblast 1 and choose 2 grade 3 or greater Flame Dragon from your drop zone and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. When he's placed on the Guardian Circle during the battle that your Vanguard with Overlord in its name was attacked by your opponent's Vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the opponent's back row. Yes, this card can get around resist, so if they're playing like Thavis with rear guards that can attack on the back row, Basically, this card just destroys everything your opponent was working for in their back row. Really annoying card. And basically, that's it, guys. Dragonic Overlord. He's back. He's good. Get this deck. It's super fun. Thanks. See ya.